The Family Plan is the brand new Apple TV Plus original movie that just hit the streamer this past Friday. The film stars Mark Wahlberg as Dan Morgan, a former government hired assassin who gave up his life 18 years before the movie took place to have a family, which he had his wife, who's played by Michelle Monaghan, and his three kids, two of them teenagers, played by Zoe Margaret Coletti and Van Crosby. But now, 18 years after starting this family, Dan is finally being hunted down by the person that he left, his mentor, McCaffrey, who's played by Kieran Hines. But for some reason, Dan has not told his family of his past life. So it's a mixture of trying to take this road trip with his family to escape the danger and also to not tell his family. Also, Maggie Q is in the movie as someone who becomes acquaintances with Jessica, who's Michelle Monaghan's character. The film is 1 hour and 58 minutes and is PG-13. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here on Max Talk Movies. My name is Max Stenberg. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do movie, TV show reviews, as well as movie rankings, and every Monday, my box office breakdown show. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below, what are your thoughts on The Family Plan? First, have you seen it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? If you have not seen it, tell me, do you even have Apple TV Plus? Are you going to check this one out, or is this another one that you just want to skip entirely? Also, please like the video, the thumbs up button. That is how you support this channel. It helps the algorithm so more people can be recommended to this channel. So, The Family Plan was a movie I was dreading to watch, honestly, leading into its release. Mark Wahlberg makes a lot of streaming movies these days, and a lot of them, really most of them, do not pan out well, in my opinion. So I had very low expectations for this movie coming up. I'm sure you guys did as well. So let's get into my general thoughts and my review of The Family Plan. And overall, this one is, I think, a lot better than I expected. Now, this movie is definitely far from being a good movie, but I also think it's far from being one of the worst movies of the year. Shockingly, I had a lot of fun watching The Family Plan, and the biggest reason why is that the majority of the cast, you can just tell, clearly had a good time making the movie, and also the family dynamic has a lot of great chemistry going on. Now, I'll talk about the two performances that I do believe are by far, I think, the best, and the two people who clearly know what movie they are in. First of all is Mark Wahlberg. Now, a lot of people, I guess, don't like Mark Wahlberg. I'm definitely a fan of Mark Wahlberg, both his serious work and his comedic work. And Wahlberg does a really good job in this movie of both delivering some serious lines towards the end of the movie, but also just not taking himself and this movie seriously whatsoever, because that's the point of the movie. This is a very ridiculous movie that is very much not realistic. And Wahlberg just has a blast playing this lead role of someone who's an assassin, but also an assassin turned wanting to be a father and a family man. And Wahlberg does a really good job. He's a likable lead. I enjoy his comedy. And there were some really okay, there were a couple jokes that I kind of enjoyed in this movie. But they were all kind of delivered by Wahlberg, who is a charismatic lead actor that I just enjoyed watching in this movie. Another performance that I want to shout out is Maggie Q. I've always been a big fan of Maggie Q, though she's not in the greatest of movies or shows. Um, but and obviously she's reuniting now with Michelle Monaghan. They were both in Mission Impossible 3. Maggie Q also, she's not in the movie a lot, but when she's in the movie, she also realizes exactly what movie she is in. And I had a really fun time with her character, especially towards the third act of the movie. Once you realize how she connects to things. I really enjoyed that character as well. As I said, also the family dynamic here is really strong. Wahlberg, Monaghan, Coletti, and Crosby have fantastic chemistry in the movie, especially Wahlberg and Monaghan. Um, and I just really did enjoy the family dynamic that made this movie a lot more fun than I thought. There's some kind of this movie has very much middle of the road action scenes, but they become worse because all the action scenes are edited to a point that is ridiculous. There's like in one action, there'll be 4 or 5 complete different edits in one action scene. And I just think the movie could have been a little bit more focused on the combat instead of trying to get the shots so quickly. It was a bit too frantic, in my opinion, from the behind the camera perspective. But overall, again, this is not a good movie. This plot you've seen a billion times. Someone who's an assassin who wants to start a new life and hasn't told their family. You've seen this plot line a billion times before. And this movie does nothing new to add to the genre. There are twists and turns in this movie that you can see coming from a mile away. Any age demographic can tell the twists and turns that come within the movie. These are not deep characters. I think from an actual story level, my biggest problem is that they set up for the first hour of the movie this reveal of how Wahlberg's character is going to tell his family that he was an assassin before he started this family. And the way they handle it, it's just it's so anticlimactic, and characters would have to act so out of characters for the plot to kind of move forward. It seemed like such a loyal family, and then they're just kind of like giving him a break out of nowhere. I'm not going to explain how this is revealed, but it's so anticlimactic because the movie takes its time to tell you we're setting up the way he's going to tell his family, and the way it happens and the reveal, it's not that exciting. I think the movie could have been a lot more exciting if it did it that way. Overall, these characters are not fleshed out really. They're just kind of one note characters. The son is a gamer, so he's kind of have those stereotypes to him. The daughter has a boyfriend who's setting the needs for her, that could be setting up her life. These are all child parent stereotypes that you've seen in movies, and it just kind of feels like we've been there, done that with a lot of plots of the movie. But I'm not going to go super deep on this movie. I had fun with this movie. It's definitely not a good movie, but I don't think it's an awful movie either. Wahlberg and the cast clearly have a fun time making it, and I did have a fun time enough watching it. So, but there's definitely this is a movie you've seen before, and there's some anticlimactic moments and predictable twists and turns throughout. So overall, I'm going to give The Family Plan on Apple TV Plus a 2.5 out of 5 stars. I am going to go 47% for The Family Plan. What are your thoughts on this movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video, and I'll see you guys soon.